Rest in pieces.
Hello, Doug here again, and today we are going to review the Levoit Core 300. The 300 is currently the #1 bestseller on Amazon in its category, and they sell over 40,000 of these units every single month on Amazon. And if we do a little math, that equals to about 500,000 sales on the Core 300 per year just off of Amazon, which is amazing. The Levoit Core 300 sells the most units on Amazon on a monthly basis of any air purifier that I've personally ever seen. So it must be a great air purifier, right? I mean, it has very good ratings on Amazon and it sells like hotcakes. So we may think we can just trust the Levoit brand and without hesitation, click the order button and have one shipped to our address, right? Not so fast. We will be taking a really hard look at the Levoit Core 300 and I'm gonna let you be the judge. Actually, I'm also gonna be the judge, as you will see later in this review, when we take the Levoit Core 300 to air purification court and Judge Fubar will ultimately decide its fate. And if you stick around a little bit longer, we may even witness the first air purification execution on this YouTube channel. Either way, I think most of you will agree the punishments will fit the crimes. Because you see, Levoit has been a little naughty, and they actually recently got caught misrepresenting some of their air purifiers in their marketing and advertising campaigns. So that makes this air purifier review a little more unique than most others. And this is something you just don't come across every day in the air purification industry. Also, another question I have about Levoit is, are their super strong Amazon reviews all legitimate, or have they been manipulating some of those reviews to increase their sales as well? That's another issue we're going to investigate. So we have a lot of interesting issues we'll be covering on the Levoit Core 300 in this video. But first, before we get into all that, let's start with the unboxing of the unit. So here's the unboxing of the Levoit unit. And look at this, it says True HEPA right on the top of the box. So we cut it open. And here it says, fresh air. Flip that open. At the top, we have the quick start guide. We have the manual. And we have some styrofoam here on the top. And here's the unit, wrapped in a little plastic. Tear the plastic off. And there it is. It's a cylindrical air purifier. It's pretty small, not that big. Air gets pulled in from all the sides, all around the unit. A little bigger than a football. It's like 2 footballs. Before we continue with the Levoit review, you should know that no single air purifier is the best for all applications. Different air purifiers are better for different applications like cigarette smoke or allergies, or chemicals off-gassing from your new carpet or new paint on the wall. And if you'd like to see a comprehensive listing for the best air purifiers available for many different applications like dust, allergens, and asthma, then please click on the link in the description below that says the APE Guide to Air Quality Solutions. And you will get free access to this comprehensive resource, which I carefully compiled and organized, as it is based on my 16+ years of air quality consulting experience, which includes feedback from thousands of businesses and residential customers involving a multitude of different environments and applications, including over 200 different air quality solutions. This air quality resource will be updated on a regular basis to include some of the best solutions on the market for many different environments and applications like wildfire smoke, cigarette smoke, kitchen odors, even marijuana odors. And we will eventually get into car air purifiers and into some good filtering vacuums as well. This air quality resource will be updated on a weekly basis, and it will grow pretty large over time. We'll even include some coupons from some manufacturers as well, so you can save some money on some of the best solutions on the market. The landscape of the air quality industry is very dynamic and constantly changing. New air quality solutions and testing devices are constantly being developed and hitting the market all the time. Technologies change, testing procedures improve, and standardizations change over time as well. And this comprehensive guide will enable us to keep abreast of some of the more important air quality issues and high-quality solutions available. So for free access, just click on the link in the description below that says the APE Guide to Air Quality Solutions. And yes, it will also show you where I currently have the Levoit Core 300 ranked for particle filtration. Out of 15 air purifiers currently on the list, where do you think the Levoit Core 300 ranks? Well, my lips are sealed, so you're gonna have to click on the link below to find out. Now back to the Levoit Core 300 review. Manufactured. Where are the Levoit 300 units manufactured? In China. How long have the Levoit Core 300 units been on the market? For over 5 years. There are 3 different Levoit Core 300 units. There is the Core 300, which is the best seller. There is the P350, and then there is the 300S. The Core 300 and the P350 are very similar, with only slight differences. According to Levoit, the P350 was designed with pet owners in mind and has a new fine non-woven fabric pre-filter. They claim this is a bit more effective than other common pre-filters at capturing floating hair, pet fur, pet dander, dust, lint, etc. The Core 300S is a smart air purifier that can be controlled using the VSync app on your phone. It also has a laser particle sensor that will show you the current air quality of your environment. In addition to that, the 300S is lighter, quieter, and consumes less energy than the other 2 300 units. But as you know, if you've seen some of my other reviews, I personally don't think the air quality sensors on air purifiers are super accurate, and I do not think they add much value to the overall purchase. Let's go over some specifications on the unit. The size. The Core 300 is 14.2 inches tall and 8.7 inches deep or across. The 300 weighs 7.5 pounds. It doesn't have any wheels. It is a fairly small unit, so it doesn't really need to have any wheels. You can just pick it up and move it around. It's nice and light. The power cord is 6 feet long, so it has a pretty nice long cord. Colors. It only comes in the color white. What is it made of? The units are made of plastic. Fan speeds. The unit has 4 different fan speeds. Sleep mode is 37 CFMs, low speed is 60 CFMs, medium is 80 CFMs, and high speed is 141 CFMs. Area coverage. According to the manufacturer, the Core 300 units are ideal for rooms that are about 219 square feet or 20 square meters. And you would get about 5 air exchanges an hour with this unit on high speed and that sized room, which is considered good. Noise levels. The unit produces 24 decibels on low speed and 50 decibels on high speed. Energy consumption and cost. The 300 uses a max of 47 watts on high speed. The average electricity cost is 16.19 cents per kilowatt hour in the United States in 2024. And if you run the unit 24 hours per day on high speed, then it would cost about $5.48 a month to run, which I think is extremely reasonable. Warranty. The Core 300 has a 2-year warranty, which is okay. Not great, but not horrible for a $100 unit, in my opinion. So what are the CADR ratings on this unit? If you have already seen my video on the CADR ratings on my YouTube channel, then you already know they are not a good means of deciding if an air purifier performs well or not. If you haven't seen my CADR video yet, you may want to take a look on my channel. It's called, Is the CADR Rating Important? Nope. So we're not going to even consider the CADR ratings. You control the air purifier with the buttons on top of the unit. Here's the on-off button. Here are the 3 fan speed indicators, and here's the fan speed button. Here's the timer button. We can set the unit for 2, 4, 6, or 8 hours. Here's the display lock button. Here is the check filter indicator, and here is the display off button. So you can turn the lights off while the unit is running, which I think is a feature that all air purifiers should possess, as a lot of them are going to be in people's bedrooms. Onto the filters, airflow, and filtration. The Levoit Core 300 comes with a filter, which is actually not a HEPA filter, even though they have claimed it was for many years in their marketing and advertising campaigns. And we will talk about this issue in just a minute. So we open the air purifier from the bottom by turning this plastic piece, and here is the filter. It is a cylindrical filter with a gasket on top of it, and it has what they call a pre-filter around the main filter, but it is barely a pre-filter in my opinion. I mean, it would not do a good job of preventing dust and debris from clogging the actual filter. This filter also has carbon on the inside of it, not much carbon, as they say it only has 45 grams of carbon. So it only has 1/10 of a pound of carbon, which is obviously not much. So the dirty air is going to be pulled in from all the sides of the unit where we can see these holes, and it will go through the filter material first and then go through the carbon last, and then it will get pulled up through the fan, and the cleaner air will come out the top of the unit. In my opinion, you should never put the carbon last in the air purification process, as you can get carbon particles in the air you breathe. That is why the best air purifiers in the industry never put the carbon last. IQ Air, Aris, Austin Air, Air Pura, and Camfill, they are always going to put the HEPA filter last in the air purification process, not the carbon. So this is a design flaw, in my opinion, on the Core 300. Austin Air and Air Pura both have cylindrical filters as well, just like the Core 300, but both Austin and Air Pura put the HEPA filter last in the filtration process. I think Levoit just took a shortcut on this, in my opinion, as it is probably easier and less expensive for them to have the carbon come last in the design of this particular filter. And by the way, I am in no way comparing the actual quality of the Austin Air or the Air Pura filters to the Levoit filters. Austin and Air Pura both have much better quality filters for sure, but all three of them just happen to have cylindrical shaped filters. Okay, now we get to the actual filtration versus marketing claims. So in the past, Levoit has marketed the Core 300 product line as possessing true HEPA filters. And a true HEPA filter is supposed to filter 99.97% of all particles at 0.3 microns. Well, there is a problem with Levoit's filter performance claims, as last August 15th of 2023, VSync is the parent company of Levoit, and they were forced by the NAD, which is the National Advertising Division of the BBB, which is the Better Business Bureau. They were forced to stop using the word HEPA for many of their air purifiers and the replacement filters for those particular air purifiers. It says Dyson challenged claims by Levoit that their Levoit Everest Air Smart True HEPA, the Core 300, and the Core 300S True HEPA air purifiers and their respective replacement filters have passed HEPA standards, and Dyson argued that such claims conveyed other misleading messages. In response to the challenge, VSync asserted its belief in the efficacy of its products and stated that the challenged claims were made based on pre-existing independent third-party data. VSync informed NAD that it was in the process of updating its testing data, however, and that for reasons unrelated to Dyson's challenge, LOL, it had elected to permanently discontinue the challenged claims. Therefore, the NAD did not review the claims on their merits. In its advertiser statement, VSync thanked the NAD for its attention to the matter and stated that it does not concede that there was anything misleading about the claims, but they have decided to voluntarily discontinue the claims. Now, since Levoit chose to discontinue using the word HEPA in their descriptions and advertising, the case will be dropped and their filters will not be investigated. In my opinion, if Levoit felt confident in their position and they were in fact using true HEPA filters in these units, then I think they would have challenged Dyson and let the BBB do an investigation, right? However, they chose not to, which obviously makes me think they know they are not using true HEPA filters in some of their air purifiers. In fact, we will see they even admit they are not using HEPA filters in the Core 300 in a roundabout manner. Now, this is pathetic for a number of reasons, and we shall list a few of them right now. Number one, today, half of the air purifiers Levoit sells do not possess a HEPA filter. However, these same non-HEPA air purifiers were advertised as having true HEPA filters in them in the past. As we can clearly see, Levoit used to market the Core 300 as a true HEPA solution in the past. Here is an image from their website of the Core 300S and Core 400S weeks before Dyson and the BBB gave them the smackdown. And we can clearly see they use the term true HEPA on the product pages for both of these units, and the Core 300 and 300S units use the same filters. But today, if we look at the Levoit website, we can see they don't use the term HEPA for the 300, 300S, or the 400S units anymore. They just call the 300S and the 400S units smart air purifiers. And the Core 300 is now just an air purifier. And here's the Core 300 product page today, where it clearly does not say the word HEPA anywhere. We click on the summary and it mentions Vortex Air Technology and Quiet Keep Technology, which basically is mostly just marketing mumbo jumbo, in my opinion. Like they have some special technology or competitive advantage that other manufacturers don't possess. It's just terminology to make their offering seem more impressive than it really is. Many air purifier companies utilize similar tactics. Quiet Keep Technology, okay, it's quiet, great. Vortex Air Technology, and the air is being moved efficiently. Okay, great. But how well do the units actually filter the air? That's the main issue, right? It's an air purifier. So all air purifier manufacturers covet the word HEPA in all of their marketing and advertising campaigns, as this is the #1 most important magic word that they all want to use over and over in their descriptions. And I do not see the word HEPA anywhere on the Core 300 product page anymore. Also, none of the replacement filters use the word HEPA either. And all the air purifiers on their website said they were HEPA in the past before August 2023. And so did all the replacement filters as well, but not anymore. Today, at the time of this video being made, the Levoit website currently shows the following air purifiers as not having the word HEPA associated with them: the Core Mini Air Purifier in black and white, Core 200S, Core 300, Core 300S, Core P350 Pet Care, the 400S, Core 400S, Core 600S, Plasma Pro 400S, Plasma Pro 600S, and the Everest Air Smart Air Purifier. And the following air purifiers on their website state they are true HEPA air purifiers: the Vital 100 True HEPA, the Vital 100S, Vital 200S, Vista 200, H126, H128, H134, H132, H133, PUR131S, and the H135. So, as of today, I count 11 air purifiers on the Levoit website that they consider to be HEPA air purifiers, and 11 that they are saying do not have HEPA filters in the units. So apparently, there are far more air purifiers, 8 more to be exact, that Levoit makes that do not possess HEPA filters than just the 3 that Dyson mentioned to the Better Business Bureau 6 months ago. It looks like that meeting created a domino effect on their website, and they took the term true HEPA off of half of all the units they make, which is pretty crazy. So let's just digest that for a moment. Their website today is saying fully half of the air purifiers they've been selling don't have HEPA filters in them. But in the past, they marketed and sold the air purifiers as if they did have HEPA filters in them. That is not a good look. Number 2, the Levoit Core 300 is still listed #1 in the HEPA air purifier category on Amazon, even though Levoit doesn't have a HEPA filter in the units. And this is more than 6 months after Levoit was supposed to stop using the term HEPA with the Core 300 units. So literally, thousands of Amazon customers will think the Core 300 possesses a HEPA filter because it is still listed as the #1 bestseller in the HEPA category, which is ridiculous. And like I stated earlier, they're selling 40,000 units of just the Core 300 a month off of Amazon. And if they're just making $40 per unit in profit on each sale, I don't know what the exact margins are on the units, but let's just say their profit on the unit is less than half the listed price. Again, if they're making only $40 in profit on each unit sold, then they're literally making $1.6 million in profit per month on just the Core 300 units just off of Amazon. If we extrapolate that number over the course of an entire year, then we can see Levoit is making about $19 million a year in profit, not total sales, but profit off of just this one unit just off of Amazon. Again, assuming that $40 a unit in profit is an accurate guesstimate. I don't know what the exact profit margins are on the unit, but like I said, I think this is a reasonable profit margin on a unit like this. So at this point, I think some of you will now realize why there is so much deception in the marketing and advertising in the air purification industry. I've said multiple times in the past that the marketing and advertising in the air purification industry is like the wild, wild west. And companies can pretty much say just about anything they want without having to back up their claims. Do you think some companies might be willing to lie just a little to make over $19 million a year in profit on just one inexpensive air purifier? An air purifier that's pretty simplistic to engineer, an air purifier that's not very hard to mass produce coming out of China. I mean, it's like they're printing money with this unit. How many of the thousands and thousands of Levoit Core 300 customers think they actually have a HEPA air purifier running in the room with them this very minute? And how many Levoit Core 300 customers have put this very unit in the bedroom with their babies to try to provide HEPA quality air for their newborns? Do we honestly think 40,000 people a month would buy this unit on Amazon if they knew it did not have a true HEPA filter in it? I promise you, the sales numbers would be much less if everyone knew the unit did not possess a HEPA filter in it. But it is currently showing up as the #1 HEPA air purifier in its category on Amazon, which is just crazy. Number 3, Levoit is still shipping their Core 300 air purifiers in boxes that say their units possess a true HEPA filter. The box that I received my Core 300 air purifier in says true HEPA on the exterior no less than 8 times on 4 different sides of the box. Here it is, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, and number 8. And they additionally use the word HEPA 2 other times on the box's exterior as well, here and here. And I received my unit 10 weeks after Levoit agreed to stop using the word HEPA with the Core 300 product. Yet, they shipped the unit in a box with the word HEPA on it 10 times. Do we think there is a possibility that many of the Levoit Core 300 customers will erroneously assume they just received a HEPA filter from Levoit since the box says true HEPA all over it? Number 4, Levoit is still shipping their Core 300 air purifiers with manuals that state their units possess a true HEPA filter. Levoit used the word true HEPA in their instruction manual located in the box I received no less than 11 times. So here we are opening the box and it says, fresh air. But I've crossed that out and added the truth. More lies. So here we grab the manual that came with the unit and it says true HEPA in the manual a total of 11 times. Number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, number 5, number 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11. So how many of the tens of thousands of customers who have received this unit, box and manual, think they have a true HEPA filter inside the unit? Probably most of them, right? Again, I received the box and the manual 10 full weeks after Levoit was supposed to stop using the term HEPA in regards to the unit. Number 5, Levoit has recently manipulated the Core 300 Amazon listing to make it appear that the unit possesses a HEPA filter. Here's my receipt for the Core 300 I ordered in November of 2023. And I received this receipt about 11 weeks after Levoit's meeting with the BBB. You can see that the Amazon description does not say anything about the Core 300 having a HEPA filter in it. And this was what was agreed upon between Levoit and the BBB. But now, look at the current listing for the Core 300 on Amazon in the first week of February 2024, which was over 2 months after I received the receipt. Levoit decided to come up with a very sneaky way to add the word HEPA to their Core 300 Amazon listing. So now we can see the main Amazon listing says 3-in-1 filter with HEPA sleep mode. Levoit was so desperate to get the word HEPA back into the Core 300 listing on Amazon because they know the word HEPA is the single most important word they need to have in the listing heading. That particular word will drive a lot more sales and it is worth a lot of money. And then lower in the Amazon description, they changed it so they could add the all-important word HEPA into their description as well. So part of the description now says, Levoit original filter is HEPA grade while operating in sleep mode, as tested by an independent lab. I wonder what independent lab that may have been. Either way, in sleep mode, the unit is only pushing 37 CFMs. So we would only get one air exchange per hour in a 200 square foot space, which they state is the best size room for the unit. But typically we want to get 3 to 5 air exchanges in our space with an air purifier. So the unit is really falling short in the air exchange department if we want the filter to perform at a HEPA level. And if Levoit is saying that the filter in the Core 300 only performs at a HEPA level when 37 CFMs are running through it, then they are also simultaneously saying that on all the other 3 higher CFM settings, their filter is definitely not working at a HEPA level, right? So they kind of caught themselves there. Also, their claim is that only the filter itself works at a HEPA level on sleep mode. They are not saying the entire unit actually filters at a HEPA level on sleep mode, just the filter itself. So when you insert the filter into the air purifier and then run it on sleep mode, it is very, very probably not working at a HEPA level at that point due to leaks around the seal, etc., just like most air purifiers on the market. Either way, they're telling us right there they think their filter itself only works at a HEPA level on a super low CFM speed. And if that is true, and they know it, again, why do they still have the words True HEPA written all over the Core 300 box 8 times and 11 times in the Core 300 manual? They're being deceptive with their customers for sure. Number 6. Other websites are still saying the Core 300 possesses a HEPA filter. On the Best Buy website, we can see that they still say the replacement filters for the Core 300 are HEPA. And also on Macy's website, we can see they still say the filter inside the Core 300 is a true HEPA filter. I didn't check on many websites for this, but obviously there are other areas on the internet still saying the Levoit Core 300 has HEPA filters in it, even more than 6 months after they were supposed to not have the word HEPA associated with their advertising campaigns. So yeah, thousands of customers are gonna think the Levoit Core 300 still has true HEPA filters in it for various deceptive reasons, which I think at this point is just ridiculous. So we move on to inspecting the unit itself. This Levoit Core 300 air purifier has been running nonstop for 10 weeks, and when we look at the filter, we can see dust accumulation on the pre-filter pretty uniformly around it, with the exception of this clean space here, which wraps around the entire filter. And we see dust accumulation at the bottom of the filter on top of the housing as well. I would not be surprised if some particles were escaping around the filter in between the seal of the housing and the filter media at the bottom of the filter. That is very possibly why we see this particular dust pattern. Here is the gasket, which is supposed to prevent the dirty air from escaping around the filter. I'm not crazy about the cheap quality of the gasket at the top of the filter, as I don't think it will create a strong seal with the inside of the unit, especially when we insert the filter and turn this bottom part. We're supposed to turn this bottom piece of plastic to shut the filter in the unit, but it doesn't really push the filter up enough to create a good seal inside, in my opinion. I feel it move a little.
The gap between it. It's not like some great tight unit or anything like that, right?
So I do not think there is a very strong seal inside the unit. So it's pretty obvious that this unit is not filtering at a true HEPA level, even if it did have a true HEPA filter in it, which we know it doesn't. Levoit's response to the HEPA issue. So I contacted Levoit support on the HEPA issue, and I emailed this question. The box my Levoit 300 came in says it is a true HEPA air purifier, and so do the instructions that came with it, but it does not say that on your website nor on Amazon. Is the Levoit 300 a true HEPA air purifier? And they answered, the Core 300 filters were tested as manufactured to meet HEPA standard IEST RP CC 01.6 Class H, tested per IEST RP CC 007.3. Levoit is making changes to some of its advertising, which it does in the ordinary course of business from time to time. I do not have any further information regarding these changes at the moment. So I wanted to check on the HEPA standards they said the filters were rated at, and I asked a third-party testing lab to help me better understand. This third-party testing lab has been doing air quality testing for over 30 years now, and they possess modern, state-of-the-art air quality testing equipment. So they don't just use a cheap Temtop air quality sensor that we see some people on YouTube use to test some air purifiers, which I currently think may possibly provide unreliable and inaccurate results. This third-party testing lab has real testing experts with decades of experience in testing different solutions. And they have done some testing on IQAir products. And if you've seen some of my videos on the IQAir Health Pro Plus, then you know I have a very high regard for IQAir air purifiers. And they have also worked with Camfil. And Camfil is a billion-dollar filter manufacturer and maybe the largest filter manufacturer in the entire world. This third-party testing lab has also worked with car companies like Tesla, Porsche, Audi, BMW, and many other companies like General Electric as well. So these folks are experts in the testing arena. So I explained the situation about Levoit and Dyson and the Better Business Bureau, and I asked them about the differences between the HEPA standardization that Levoit claimed their filters passed versus what the current HEPA standardization may be, and they responded with the following. For US HEPA filters greater than 99.97%, the prevailing standard is the IEST RPCC 001.6, unquote, which is the standard that Levoit said their Core 300 filters met. But the third-party lab went on to say, quote, if you ask us, the detection of the MPPS gives a way more accurate description of a filter, and thus it should be more reliable, unquote. And they added, quote, but again, it depends on the use, unquote. So the MPPS, which the testing lab is referring to, is an acronym for the most penetrating particle size, and this is tested for by the EN 1822 standard. The IEST-RP CC 001.6 Class H, which may be more common in the United States, and then there is the EN 1822, which they feel is probably a better, more accurate standard and is utilized more so internationally. Of note, two of the best air purifiers on the market for filtering particulates are the IQAir Health Pro Plus and the Aeris 3-in-1, and they are both EN 1822 certified. And this is not a coincidence. But in general, the testing lab is basically saying the HEPA standard that Levoit claims their filters were tested for is still a good standard, and they stated, quote, is still a valid standard and in use for the nuclear and military applications, unquote. So it appears to still be an acceptable standard, and maybe it's just not quite as reliable or accurate as the more recent EN 1822 standard. But then the lab also mentioned something which I have been starting to believe in the past 12 months as I started to research HEPA air filter certifications and HEPA air purifier certifications and the third-party labs that do these tests. And that is, I think some manufacturers rig some of the tests to a certain degree with the filters they use so they can get better scores in some of these third-party lab tests. And I touched on this issue a little in a video I made called HEPA Filters, Are They All the Same? And I also believe that some third-party testing labs are also rigging the tests to a certain degree to make some filters appear to filter better than they actually do in the real world. And I've been having this feeling, this sneaky suspicion for several months now. I won't go into details right now as to why I started to believe this, but either way, the testing lab confirmed my suspicions by also stating the following, and I quote, we see many test reports on the market, often from the Asian market, measuring something different, ignoring discharging or testing with NaCl, which is sodium chloride, instead of oil, which is DEHS, but stating H13. This is a misuse of the standard, or even harder, it's fake reporting. Independent labs like us should clearly state what was tested according to the standards, or what are the variations from the standard if there were any, unquote. So we're not going to get into all the technical details of this statement at the moment, but the main point was very clearly made. This European testing lab, who I currently trust, and that's why I contacted them, a third-party testing lab who has been in business for over 30 years, claims that they know, and let's focus on the specific words they used, quote, many test reports, unquote, by other third-party labs are producing bogus test results that are not 100% in compliance with the standards they are supposed to be upholding. And like I said, I've been thinking this to be true for several months now. There are a lot of inaccurate third-party filter testing results on the market, making it seem like a lot of the filters perform much better than they actually do. And you know what? It simply comes down to greed and money. We've all heard the phrase, money is the root of all evil, and or the phrase, every man has his price. The fact of the matter is, there's just way too much money to be made in this industry if a company can market their air purification solution correctly. That is why some companies are willing to be deceptive. If they do a really good job of marketing their solutions, sometimes the reward can result in millions of dollars of profit. And some folks just can't say no to the abundance of money. I look at it this way. Let's pretend we owned an air purification manufacturing company, and we were very proud of our air purifiers, and we were very honest in the testing of our products, and we did everything by the book. And then one day, a competitor of ours goes to the BBB and tells them our filters are not actually true HEPA filters like we advertise them to be. And at that point, we have the opportunity to prove to the world that our competitor is wrong and we are not guilty of any wrongdoing, and we can defend our reputation and show that all our filters are true HEPA filters. So we decide to let the BBB take a good, hard, deep look into the testing methods for our filters and procedures and whatever documentation they may need to see and whatever else they want to get from us, because we already know we are innocent of any wrongdoing. If we were really proud of our company and the solutions we provide our customers, we may actually even welcome the opportunity to clear our name and reputation so everyone knows we are an honest entity providing top-notch solutions for our customers, right? Of course, that all makes sense. However, Levoit didn't do that, now did they? Instead, they basically said, we didn't do anything wrong, but we don't want you to look at any of the testing procedures performed on our filters or our data, and we're willing to take the word HEPA off of our website for multiple products, and we're willing to take the word HEPA off of our Amazon listings as well for multiple air purifiers and replacement filters. Even though we know the term HEPA is the single most important word we can use to market and sell our air purifiers and filters. And by taking the word HEPA off these listings, we will definitely sell fewer products, and it will potentially cost us millions of dollars in sales and profit over the coming months and years. Well, in my opinion, that is the route Levoit chose. They chose to tuck their tails between their legs and slither back from whence they came. They chose to comply with new marketing procedures, which prevents them from using the word HEPA on literally half of the products on their website. And these new marketing practices have the potential to cost them literally millions of dollars in lost revenue and profit on several products they manufacture. I mean, that's how I currently see it. If one of our competitors challenged our company, our honesty, our character, our reputation, and we had nothing to hide, wouldn't we pretty much accept that challenge to clear our good name of any wrongdoing? And wouldn't we basically want to crush our competitor for even insinuating we were doing something underhanded? If we 100% had nothing to hide from anyone, then I think we'd want to go to war with our accuser, and we'd welcome the BBB into our manufacturing plant or whatever it was they wanted to analyze, and we'd educate them on our processes to clear our good name and reputation. So that is how I currently feel about this. Maybe you don't agree with me, but that is how I currently see it. I don't think Dyson would contact the BBB on this issue unless they knew 100% for sure that Levoit was doing something very wrong or very underhanded. I mean, Levoit didn't really put up any type of fight against the accusations, now did they? And their latest tweaking of their Amazon listing for the Core 300 actually proves 100% that these filters do not comply with the IEST RPCC 001.6 Class H standard, as they are now saying the filters only work at a HEPA level on sleep mode or 37 CFMs. The filters do not work at a HEPA level on the other 3 higher speeds. So the email Levoit support sent back to me, which read the Core 300 filters were tested as manufactured to meet HEPA standard IEST RP CC 001.6 Class H, tested per IEST RP CC 007.3, this emailed response does not appear to be accurate or true, because if your filters only work at a HEPA level on sleep mode, which is 37 CFMs, then I'm pretty sure that they don't meet the IEST RPCC 001.6 Class H standard, right? So that is the mumbo jumbo / jive talk response they send to consumers who question whether or not some of their filters are actually HEPA rated. And no, I don't think they sent that response to the BBB last August because they didn't have to. They just waved the white flag. Let's move on to another important issue in the air purification industry that I think consumers should be aware of. Lies, damn lies, and online air purification reviews. So I think we have to realize a lot of reviews for air purifiers online may not actually be authentic. Amazon has had a lot of problems with fake reviews on their site over the years. And here's an article from them titled, "Amazon Invests Significant Resources to Proactively Stop Fake Reviews Before Being Seen by a Customer." In the article, it says Amazon took, quote, legal action against bad actors across the United States, China, and Europe. So this is an international problem for sure. It also says Amazon took action against 58 bad actors in the United States, including 14 new lawsuits. There was a company called Ormosis, which sold fake reviews and fake customer Q&As. They offered packages for fake reviews ranging from $120 to $1,500. Amazon also filed 13 new lawsuits and 2 criminal referrals against 61 bad actors in China last year. They also took action against 44 bad actors in Europe and the UK, including 9 new lawsuits in 2023. The article also states, as a result of continued investments, Amazon proactively blocked more than 200 million suspected fake reviews from their stores in 2022. So we're talking about 200 million fake reviews just in the year 2022. And they took legal action against 147 fraudsters across China, Europe, and the US. Again, just in 2022. In June of 2023, Amazon sued a company called Mango City, which sold fake reviews ranging from $50 to $4,000. Most of these companies that sold fake positive Amazon reviews also sold negative reviews as well. So unscrupulous companies could illegally bash their competitors online. Amazon also sued a company called Reddit Marketing Pro, which offered fake positive and negative reviews and other fraudulent services in exchange for fees ranging from $99 for 5 fake reviews to $6,999 for 500 fake reviews. So that comes out to about $14 per fake review. It also says, as of the end of May 2023, we have taken legal action against 94 fraudsters across the US, China, and Europe. So, as we can clearly see, online fake reviews on Amazon is a huge business and a big problem. One of the quickest ways to become rich in current times is to get a bunch of fake positive reviews on Amazon and sell a product. If you're successful, it's literally like winning the lottery, as it can be worth tens of millions of dollars. On July 4th of 2023, Consumer Reports ran an article titled "How to Spot Fake Online Reviews," and they claimed that research by FakeSpot, a website that analyzes online product reviews, found that 42% of Amazon's reviews aren't genuine. 42%. If those numbers are real, then that's just crazy. That would mean almost half of the Amazon reviews are fake. So if we look at the review ratings for the Levoit Core 300 on Amazon, we see it has about 98,746 reviews and a very strong 4.7 overall rating out of 5 stars. If we go to the Best Buy website, we see the Levoit Core 300 has 267 reviews and a stellar 4.8 average rating out of 5 stars. So the Core 300 rating on Best Buy is even a little better than the Amazon rating. And the Best Buy reviews have a summary which states the average is 4.8 for value, 4.8 for quality, and 4.9 for ease of use. And here it says 98% would recommend the Levoit Core 300 to a friend. Wow, those are some stellar reviews for an air purifier that only costs about $100. And we now know it doesn't even have a HEPA filter in it. Okay, now if we look a little closer at the Best Buy website, we also see this fine print next to the reviews, and it says, quote, "The vast majority of our reviews come from verified purchases." So they are clearly saying that some of the reviews are not coming from verified purchases. They go on to say, "Reviews from customers may include My Best Buy members, employees, and Tech Insider Network members as tagged. Select reviewers may receive discounted products, promotional considerations, or entries into drawings for honest, helpful reviews." So what they're telling us is some of these Best Buy reviewers were motivated to provide positive reviews. Can we all see that? So are we supposed to trust these reviews as being 100% accurate when some of them are not even from verified purchases and some are from people incentivized to provide very positive reviews? I mean, how are we supposed to trust these reviews? We can't. Best Buy knows that they will sell more products off their website if the products have stronger reviews. So they found a way to make that happen. I worked for an e-commerce company for 15 years, and we did similar things to get good review ratings on our product pages because we knew that would help us sell a lot more product, right? I mean, that's just common sense. I'm sure a lot of e-commerce websites are doing similar things these days. So I did just a little playing around with Review Meta, which is a service that is supposed to be able to help us spot fake reviews. And I don't have a tremendous amount of confidence in its accuracy for most of the variables that they use to figure out if reviews are fake or not. That said, I did find one or two variables that I think are pretty interesting. So I made a little spreadsheet here with 11 different air purifiers and their Amazon ratings. Plus, I added two of the more possibly accurate variables Review Meta uses to figure out the authenticity of the reviews. I chose the percentage of ratings made on high volume days and the percentage of reviews that were from accounts that had only posted one review. And I think the results were interesting. The number one top air purifier in this spreadsheet has a question mark because I caught them with a fake review on their website some weeks ago, and they have been very successful selling on Amazon. I plan on doing a review of their product in the future, and I want to analyze some variables more closely before I reveal who they are, as I do think they are probably guilty of putting fake positive reviews on Amazon. The second air purifier on this list is the Levoit Core 300. And we can see Review Meta thinks that 25% of all their ratings were made on high volume days. And 25% of the ratings were created by accounts which only posted one review on Amazon. And as we can see, Out of the 11 different air purifiers on this spreadsheet, they rank right under the company I discovered had a fictitious review on their own website. So I would not be surprised at all if Levoit was messing around with the reviews and paying for positive ones. The reasons for my believing this are, number one, it is around a $100 air purifier, and we already know they don't have a true HEPA filter in it. So how much is it really helping customers in their spaces? I have interacted with many customers of the iQAir Health Pro Plus, the Koei Mighty, the Winix 5500, the Koei 400, and even Rabbit Air air purifiers through the years, and I know the vast majority of those customers really like their air purifiers. And many of them have told me how much the air purifiers have improved their breathing, or they say how the units help decrease their allergy issues, etc. And I would say that all those solutions mentioned are better at filtering the air than the Core 300. So I do tend to think the average ratings these 5 air purifiers received on Amazon are realistic and legit. And all those solutions mentioned have lower percentages of their Amazon ratings falling in the ratings made on high volume days, and they have lower percentages of their Amazon ratings falling in the posted only one review variables. The Core 300 percentages for these two variables, which is 25% for both, on the other hand, are closer to the company I already feel are manipulating at least one review on their website. Also, the average review on Best Buy for the Core 300 is 4.8, which is only 0.1 higher than their average Amazon review. But we already saw in their fine print that Best Buy incentivizes reviewers to provide positive reviews. So those Best Buy reviews should be somewhat artificially pumped up, right? And if that is true, then there should be a larger gap between the two review averages if all the Amazon reviews are 100% legit. For example, if all the Amazon reviews average 4.4, but all the Best Buy reviews average 4.8, then there would be a 0.4 difference between the two, and that would make more sense to me because the Best Buy reviews are artificially pumped up. We already know that. But the fact that we do not see much of a difference between the two averages from the Amazon ratings and the Best Buy ratings, to me, very possibly means that Amazon average reviews may possibly be pumped up as well. I hope I explained that reasonably well so you understand what I'm trying to say, because 4.7 and 4.8 are almost identical averages, right? Add into this whole conversation that Levoit got caught not actually having true HEPA filters in their air purifiers, and I mean, how can an air purification manufacturer possibly not know the filters in their units are not true HEPA? To me, this means they don't mind being deceptive in their advertising and marketing campaigns. That makes me more inclined to think that they would be willing to manipulate their Amazon reviews as well. So I don't 100% know if Levoit paid for Amazon reviews or not. I do not have any definitive black and white data which proves they did, but it would certainly not surprise me based on how they handled the whole true HEPA issue with the BBB. And the fact that their Amazon ratings are almost identical to the Best Buy ratings, which we already know are artificially pumped up. So this is just something for consumers to think about. Consumers who may be a little too trusting of online reviews. Just remember, fake online reviews is huge business all over the world. Okay, let's move on to maintenance intervals. What are the maintenance intervals on the filters? The outer pre-filter should be cleaned every 2 to 4 weeks with a soft brush or a vacuum hose. And the entire filter element should be changed every 6 to 8 months. So the unit is pretty decent for maintenance issues in my opinion. Cost of filter replacements. The Levoit Core 300 replacement original filter is currently $29.99. So if you replace it every 6 months, that would come out to $60 a year for replacement filters. The total cost of ownership. So if we combine the annual filter costs with the energy cost of running the unit 24/7 on speed 3, it would be $5.48 a month in electricity and $5 a month on average for filter replacement costs, which would be an average of $10.48 a month for both, or $125.76 per year for both. And these total cost numbers are pretty reasonable in my opinion. What about manufacturer support? Let's talk about response times from the manufacturer. In this case, it is really sales support. I contacted Levoit support on 3 different occasions within a week with a few different questions, and they answered most all my inquiries within a 24-hour time frame on average, which I think is pretty good. All this was done through email. Plus, they provided good answers on most of my questions. They initially didn't answer my question as to why my box and manual said HEPA all over them when their website did not say the same, but I'm not going to fault their rep for that. That's not their fault. And they eventually did provide an answer. So I'd give their email support an 8 out of 10 rating. Very good response time and good answers in general as well. So good job on that. And I don't blame the rep for emailing me that whole blurb on their HEPA filters. That's not the rep's fault. That's coming from management. And the people that answer the phone and who are in customer service, they're basically cannon fodder, and they're the ones that are gonna they're the ones who are gonna be facing the angry customers, not management, right? So they're just doing their job. So please don't give them a hard time on that HEPA issue because it's not their fault. They're just doing their jobs. So let's go over the pros and cons of the Core 300. Here's a quick list of what I like about the unit in no particular order. Number 1, size. It is a small unit and it can easily fit on a table. Number 2, overall construction. The construction feels fairly sturdy. It feels like a decent quality unit, especially for one that's only about $100 or so. Number 3, TCOO. The total cost of ownership is very reasonable in my opinion. Cost of electricity to run the air purifier and the cost of filters is very reasonable, I think. Number 4, display off button. The ability to turn off the lights on the unit is a good feature. A lot of air purifiers do not have this option, so they did a really good job on that. Number 5, display. The display on the unit is very intuitive and super easy to understand and use. It possesses one of the simplest displays I've ever seen. So they did a really good job on the display on top of the unit. Number 6, noise. It is not a loud unit. It is fairly quiet. Number 7, aesthetics. I do like the look of the unit. Number 8, manufacturer support. I was happy with their response time. It was much better than some other companies in the industry. So the response time from Levoit was pretty impressive in my opinion. Now on to the cons, or the things I do not like about the Levoit Core 300, in no particular order. Number 1, filter is not true HEPA. The unit does not possess a true HEPA filter like the vast majority of air purifiers on the market, and we can see it does not work in a true HEPA manner, with the exception of running the filter on the lowest speed, and that's just for the filter itself. The air coming out of the air purifier itself probably isn't at a HEPA level. Number 2, poor pre-filter. The pre-filter is poorly made in my opinion, and a lot of dust and debris will clog the filter prematurely because of this. Number 3, carbon comes last in the filtration process. I think this increases the chance that we can get some carbon in the air that we breathe. Number 4, the internal seal. I think the gasket is pretty cheap, and I don't think the seal between the air purifier and the inside of the unit is very good. On to appropriate applications and environments. So here are a few different applications that I would and would not recommend the Levoit Core 300 for. Number 1, particulate filtering like allergens, asthma, dust, pet dander, etc. I think in a small space of 200 square feet or less with 8-foot ceilings, the unit may be able to possibly help some folks with allergens or asthma. It is possible. If we have a small space to filter, then the unit should improve the overall air quality of the space in my opinion. But it may not do enough for people to notice a difference if they have allergies or asthma. But if folks are really tight on money and they want to see if it can possibly help them, then you may want to give it a shot. But I think it will really be hit or miss. It's not like you're putting a high quality air purifier in your space, and we already know it does not possess a HEPA filter. Number 2, ultrafine particles. No, I would not purchase the Levoit Core 300 for ultrafine particle filtration. Number 3, VOCs and odors. No, I don't think the Core 300 will be helping much with VOCs and odors as it only has 1/10 of a pound of carbon in it. So it may help with odors, and VOCs for a short period of time, but I would not put it in, a very VOC or odor intensive environment and think that it's going to do a good job for a long period of time. I think the carbon will get saturated pretty quickly. Number 4, mold. No, I wouldn't purchase the Core 300 if I thought I had a significant amount of mold in my environment. Number 5, cigarette smoke. No, I would not recommend the Core 300 for cigarette smoke from someone smoking. If you plan on putting the unit in the same room with the smoker, I'd look at other solutions on the market for a home smoker. And I don't think it would do too much for secondhand smoke coming from a neighbor either. You know, like smoke coming through your vents if you live in an apartment, or if the smoker is in your home, but in a different room down the hall from you. So I don't think it would help much with smoke. Number 6, wildfire smoke. No, I don't think it would be a good solution for wildfire smoke either. Better than nothing in a small room. I do believe it is better than nothing, but I don't think it's like some super awesome solution for that. Number 7, chemical sensitivities, MCS. No, I wouldn't get the Core 300 for MCS issues. I'd look at other solutions for MCS. Number 8, general air quality. Yes, for 200 square feet or less, the unit will at least take out some of the dust and debris out of your air. It won't be great, but it is better than nothing, and it's hard to argue with the low price point. So if you are in a financial situation where you're not willing to invest more on an air purification solution, it is going to be better than nothing. Number 9, COVID and viruses. No, I wouldn't purchase this unit for COVID or viruses, as it appears it leaks too much dirty air, and we already know it doesn't have a HEPA filter in it.
And now for the sentencing from Judge Fubar in the Air Purification Court.
Order in the court. Levoit Core 300, you have been charged with the following very serious crimes. Number 1, you have misrepresented the filter media inside your housing for many years, and in the process, you have deceived tens of thousands of loyal customers. You represented your filter as being true HEPA, when in reality, this was a falsehood. Number 2, even months after you were caught not possessing a true HEPA filter in your housing, you still shipped yourself in a box that clearly says True HEPA on the exterior multiple times, further deceiving your customer base. Number 3, in addition to this, you still utilize the words True HEPA throughout your manual that you send to your unsuspecting customers as well. And number 4, you are currently listed as the #1 HEPA air purifier in your category on Amazon, which has made you millions of dollars through the years. And you are still listed as the #1 HEPA option on Amazon to this very day, despite the fact that it has been months since it was proven you do not possess a true HEPA filter in your housing. How do you plead to these very serious charges? Well, at this time, the court shall take your silence as an admission of guilt. Therefore, I hereby sentence you to the following. Number 1, you will be added to the Air Purification Hall of Shame. Your ranking on that list will be determined at a later date. And number 2, you must be punished for misrepresenting yourself in such a devious manner and deceiving your loyal customers who think they are getting a better air purification solution than they actually are for their hard-earned money. And since you have not shown any remorse for your despicable actions, I hereby declare that you shall be executed 2 moons from this very day. May you rest in peace. Thank you, jury, for your service today. Court is adjourned. Please do not attempt to simulate the stunts you are about to witness. We are not experts, but my 19-year-old blue-haired son pretty much knows everything these days. And he oversaw the demolition, so at least we had that going for us. We have a 16-pound sledgehammer here, and this is the heaviest sledgehammer we could find at Home Depot. So I just want y'all to know I went big for you.
Any last words? Rest in pieces. Wow. We knocked the dust out of it. Oh, the filter's stuck inside of it. I think I've created a new model for them. This one might actually work better. That's at the level. The filter is now stuck inside of the unit. It actually performs better than it formed. They can thank me later. Now it doesn't just work on HEPA on sleep mode. Wow. Wow. So after 4 shots, you can see, I think I made some design improvements here. The seal should be a little bit better now.
So there we have it. Hey, if you'd like to see what the best air purifiers are for multiple different applications and environments, like the best air purifiers for allergens, asthma, and dust, then please click on the link below in the description that says the APE Guide to Air Quality Solutions, as we've made a fairly comprehensive listing of some of the best air purifiers for different applications, and these listings will be updated on a regular basis over the coming months as we review more air purifiers and other air quality solutions. If you want to see where the Levoit Core 300 ranks on the Air Purification Hall of Shame, then please click on this video here, as they've definitely earned themselves a spot. If you have any questions or feedback for me, please leave them in the comments below, and I'll try my best to help answer. Thank you, take care, and have a great day.